You are what you eat. We've all heard that saying, but it's actually truer than you might think. The food we eat doesn't just impact our bodies, it also has a profound effect on our brain function and mental well-being. Today, I want to discuss why food is so important for a healthy brain, both in maintaining your brain's health now, but also protecting you from memory loss and dementia later in life. Welcome to episode 4 of Better Brain, Better You, where we're trying to help you cultivate a healthy brain and build better mental well-being at every stage of life, from troubled teens to older adults. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Webb, and thank you so much for spending time with me today. It's a great pleasure to have you here wherever you're tuning in, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, or if you're watching on YouTube. Got a practical podcast episode for you today. It addresses something I think many of us think about and sometimes worry about. I certainly do. And this is particularly true as we move into the middle and the latter parts of our lives. And that is keeping your brain healthy and sharp. So how do you maintain good brain health? Well, one aspect of your lifestyle which can have a hugely beneficial effects is to eat foods that boost your brain function and protect it from future damage and decline. And there are many changes to your diet that you can make right now to improve the health of your brain, to boost your mood, and to protect it from memory decline later in life. So with that in mind, I want to give you a free guide on 12 of the best foods for your brain and how to introduce them into your cooking. You can grab the free guide at ologyonlinecourses.com/brain foods. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/brain foods. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll pin the link in the comments below. So food has traditionally been thought of as a means to provide energy and fuel for the body. But nutritional neuroscience research over the past decade or so has provided exciting evidence for the huge benefit that your diet can have on your brain and mental function. And despite weighing in at only about 2% of your total body weight, the brain consumes a massive 20% of the entire energy supply of the body. And where does the energy supply come from? The answer is simple: your diet. We've historically underestimated nutritional influences on mental health and brain health, but we now know that every bite of food you eat is a choice that depletes or nourishes your brain. The wrong foods like sugar and trans fats, which is a form of unsaturated fat, can leave you feeling mentally foggy, anxious, and depressed. Whereas the right foods help make you mentally sharp, positive, and productive. And certain foods are particularly high in the nutrients needed to create, protect, and repair brain cells. They also supply the building blocks of brain chemicals that control things like how well you learn and remember, how happy and motivated you are, and how well you can relax and enjoy your life. So foods that are rich in essential brain nutrients will protect against a variety of mental disorders now and degenerative brain diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's in years to come. We call them brain foods. And I want to share with you 5 of the best brain foods and the remarkable things they can do for your brain health and your mental well-being. But I have a more extensive list of 12 brain foods in the free guide that I mentioned that you could grab at ologyonlinecourses.com/brain foods. Some of these foods already have a healthy reputation, whereas others are just starting to be recognized for their brain healing powers. So first up, we have fatty fish, which is a major dietary source of omega-3, an essential fatty acid. Quite possibly the most important group of nutrients for your brain. Omega-3 essential fatty acids are a key structural component of brain cell membranes and nerve cells themselves. So it's no exaggeration to say that the quality of your brain cells depends on the availability of these healthy fats. And omega-3s are strongly anti-inflammatory as well. And this is important since chronic brain inflammation contributes to things like depression, anxiety, brain fog and ADHD, and even serious disorders like dementia and Alzheimer's. And eating fish is also a proven mood booster. It can keep depression at bay, including postnatal depression and seasonal affective disorder. So major fish eating countries like Japan and Iceland have low rates of seasonal affective disorder in spite of their northern latitudes with long periods of darkness. So fish is an exceptional source of one particular omega-3 critical for brain function called DHA, which is a major structural component of the brain and makes up 90% of the omega-3 fats in the brain itself. Insufficient DHA is a factor in depression, bipolar disorder, premature aging, age-related decline, and brain shrinkage in dementia and Alzheimer's. But not all fish are abundant in omega-3s. By far the best sources are cold water oily fish such as herring, salmon, mackerel, and sardines. So next on the brain food list would be eggs. They sharpen your memory and lubricate your learning, which is certainly music to my ears because I love eggs in any form. Eggs are packed with protein, vitamin B12, and can be a good source of omega-3 fatty acids as well. Eggs are high in tryptophan, which is an amino acid that's the building block of the happiness brain chemical serotonin. And whole eggs are the number one food source of choline, a nutrient that 90% of us don't get enough of. Choline is a precursor of acetylcholine, which is a brain chemical that plays a central role in memory and learning. So if you feel like you're experiencing a senior moment, you may actually be deficient in acetylcholine. An adequate acetylcholine is critical for a sharp memory and for quick and focused thinking as you age. Low levels have been linked to Alzheimer's, but unfortunately eggs have gotten a bit of a bad reputation for containing cholesterol. But in fact, your brain needs cholesterol. Your brain is your fattiest organ. It contains up to 60% fat and includes 25% of your body's total cholesterol. Your brain will literally start to eat itself if it needs for the raw materials it needs when there isn't enough dietary fat available. In fact, there's no actual evidence that eggs contribute to heart disease anyway in healthy individuals. Eggs raise good cholesterol, high density lipoproteins, while turning bad cholesterol, low density lipoproteins into a harmless form. So if you've been avoiding eggs, give yourself permission to add them back into your diet. Even the major heart associations no longer recommends avoiding eggs and suggests eating 1 egg per day as part of a healthy diet. Okay, so third on the list would be berries, which are an antioxidant powerhouse. Berries of all kinds, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries, are bursting with flavonoids, a group of potent antioxidants that protect brain cells from oxidative damage. And research suggests that flavonoids can improve numerous thinking skills, including memory, learning, and decision making. They also prevent age-related mental decline and can protect you against Alzheimer's disease as well. So these substances promote the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factors, which is a protein that stimulates the growth of new brain cells. So low levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor are associated with several neurological and mood disorders, including depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. But berries also protect the brain from chronic inflammation as well. And chronic inflammation shuts down energy production in brain cells, which leads to vague symptoms like mental fatigue and brain fog, but also well-recognized disorders such as ADHD, anxiety, and depression. And blueberries can forestall age-related mental decline and protect you against Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease by clearing the brain of toxic proteins. The compounds found in berries help keep your brain fit and healthy by increasing what we call brain plasticity, which is your brain's ability to keep changing and improving throughout your lifetime. So berries are also a really good source of resveratrol, a micronutrient that's been called the fountain of youth. And many people drink red wine for resveratrol, but they could also try berries, which are actually a better source. So resveratrol has been shown to enhance brain function, memory and brain connectivity in older adults. Okay, so our next brain food, avocados, which I now eat in abundance because they are possibly nature's most perfect food. Unlike other fruits that are mainly carbohydrates, avocados are actually 75% of mostly monounsaturated fats. That's the same healthy kind found in olive oil. So monounsaturated fats support the production of acetylcholine. That's that memory and learning brain chemical that I mentioned earlier when we were discussing eggs. And avocados are also an excellent source of vitamins that your brain really needs, like C, E, and K, and the B complex vitamins as well. And they also act as a nutrient booster to aid the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Avocados are high in tyrosine, which is an amino acid, a precursor to dopamine. That's the brain chemical that keeps you motivated, focused, and helps you to experience pleasure. They also improve blood flow to the brain and are anti-inflammatory. So last up on our list is kale, which is a nutrition time bomb. Even if you don't love kale, there's some really good reasons to eat it anyway. It's one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables in the world. It's extremely high in brain-protecting antioxidants like beta-carotene and flavonoids. And one serving of kale contains nearly as much vitamin C as an orange. So vitamin C acts as a natural antidepressant by increasing the brain chemical serotonin. And kale is also a good source of B vitamins, especially folate, which is key for brain development. And these B vitamins, often called the anti-stress vitamins, can halt memory loss, ward off brain aging, banish depression, and even help you live longer. So there's now some exciting evidence that they may help actually prevent Alzheimer's disease. An Oxford University study confirmed that the vitamin folic acid, B6 and B12 work together to improve brain function and dramatically reduce brain shrinkage in the part of the brain most affected by Alzheimer's. So forgetting words becomes a problem for many of us as we get older, and kale is one of the best sources of vitamin K, which is a nutrient essential for our verbal memory. So kale's flavonoids are antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and neuroprotective. With 120 milligrams per serving, kale is one of the best plant sources of omega-3s as well. The omega fatty acids in kale occur in a near perfect ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s. So kale is a good source also of the amino acid tyrosine, the precursor to the brain chemical dopamine, which is associated with alertness, drive, and motivation. But other green leafy vegetables like collards, spinach, chard, turnip greens, and bok choy are all superior brain foods in their own right. And since kale is very closely related to broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, they are also good kale substitutes. So there you have it, 5 brain healthy foods to help you boost your memory and mood. But if you want a more extensive list of these brain foods, we have a free downloadable guide on 12 of the best brain foods and how they benefit your brain. You can grab it for free at ologyonlinecourses.com/brainfoods. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/brainfoods. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'll pin the link in the comments below. So I hope you do try and introduce some of these brain foods into your life. And please do let me know about your brain healthy recipes so we can share them with other listeners. So thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to tune in. And I hope you enjoyed the episode and found it useful. And I'll see you in the next one.